Good evening, everyone. My name is Eniola, and I'm here with my colleagues to talk about the business case we have in regards to the previous discussion we have concerning our business, which everybody knows is a travel agency named the Six Flyers. So I'm going to be talking about the pain points we talked about, the projected future state of the pain points, and how we intend getting the projected future state. Next slide. Like we discussed previously, shall I next slide? Six Flyers recorded a revenue loss of about 500,000 due to poor data management and delay in issue resolution. But with the proposed solution we want to talk about today, we will be able to at least resolve all the identified pain points and also increase our revenue by $250,000 in the first year of implementation. So quickly, I'm just going to reiterate about the pain points we talked about. So we talked about the low turnover in case resolution. The projected future state for these will be an enhanced case resolution. Secondly, we talked about the standard, there was no standard operating procedure. For the projected future state, we intend to have a standard operating process for the company. Then we had difficulty in measuring the ROI, that's the return on investment. For the projected future state, we intend having an effortless computation of the return on investment. Then we had problem with data management, loss of data, and how to properly compute these data. So for the projected future state, we intend to have an improved data management. And then we had poor team collaboration. For the projected future state, we intend to have effective team collaborations. Then there was loss of revenue. For the projected future state, we intend to have increase in revenue. So in order for us to get this projected future state, we came together and we have resolved to implement the Salesforce. Implementing Salesforce at Six Flyers, it's going to help us streamline our business processes. It will provide a better experience for our customers, our employees, and also help us accelerate our growth as a business. Slide 2. So I'm going to talk about the benefits of using Salesforce in Six Flyers. Number one, it is the number one CRM tool in the world at the moment. By using this, we can do almost everything on just one platform. The Salesforce is going to help us at least to document our data properly. And this is by implementing customization that gives solution to organization of all sizes. Then number two is going to enhance teamwork. Like I said, collaboration of teamwork is going to enhance teamwork. It's going to help us connect to our customers and even to with our teammates. And it's going to ease the workload of our team members because it's going to help us distribute the tasks according to how everybody is going to take care of it. Then number three, talking about the security and safety. We talked about loss of data. Because of the security model that Salesforce have, it's going to help us secure our data. It's going to help us compute them well. And Salesforce use an advanced technology that will just generally keep the data secure. Then fourthly, I'm going to quickly talk about the extensive ecosystem Salesforce have. Salesforce has a powerful range of ecosystem, which involves partners, developers, and consumers. The Salesforce Success Community help customers reach out. It's going to help us reach out and interact with our customers more. And the program will also help us find information, and it will also provide the much needed guidance we need as a company. Then I'm also going to talk, it's not here, but it's also mobile friendly. So we can always just, so far you have a smartphone, you can always go on it and just do whatever you want to do. And then it helps us help us follow our customers' journey. We know how many customers we have, we know how many customers are coming back, we know how many customers came once and don't intend coming back. So the third one, I'm going to be talking about the resources we need to implement Salesforce in Six Flyers. We have categorized these into 6. So the first one is the Salesforce license. We have the end user training. We have the after launch. We have the data migration and management. Then we have the customization data. For the Salesforce license, we intend spending about $100,000, which is going to take about 29% of the resources. That is like the most. Then for the end user training, in order to train particularly the end users on how to use it, we're going to use about $15,000 for these, and that's going to take about 4% of the resources. Then for the after launch, we're going to use about $20,000. This is going to take about 5%. When we say after launch, we're talking about maintenance and everything that is after Salesforce have been implemented. Then for the data migration and management, that is getting all our data from the normal, probably Excel and whatever we've been using into the Salesforce data. Salesforce org is going to cost us about $30,000, and that is about 8% of the resources. Then for customization cost, it's going to cost $20,000, and that would take about 6%. So I'm just going to stop here, and my colleague Shola will take over from here.
Thank you very much, Daniela. My name is Shola, and I'll be starting the slide from the time frame. It's going to take us to deploy this solution. So we have a 6-month implementation time frame. Already we've done the feasibility study. That was in August. That we're currently in the initiation and planning stage, which is this month. Next month, we'll be having the requirement gathering, and that's going to be very extensive. Then next in November, we're going to have the implementation. By the end of the year, in December, we're going to have the training and the testing. And in the first month of 2023, we'll have the deployment of the solution, that's Salesforce. Next, I'll be talking about our stakeholders. First of all, I'll start with the project team. This consists of the business analyst, the project manager, we have the scrum master, we have the QA, and of course the developers. Then we have our sponsors. These are the people that are financing this project. We have the functional managers, and these are senior management members in the business. Then our users, these are the frontline workers. They're the people that will be using the system that we want to deploy, that's Salesforce. So they're a major stakeholder in this project. And of course, our customers. Our customers are very important to us. We'll be relying on their feedback to know exactly how to measure our KPI regarding this project. This is a huge change for us, and we hope we'll have great feedback from them. Then we also have regulators. Regulators are going to help to make sure that we're not in any violation of any rule or any regulation of the industry. Then our vendors, of course, these are our suppliers. Next, I would like to touch more on the subject matter experts. This is a major part of the project team. Sorry, we have SMEs from various business units in Six Flyers. And I want to discuss about the logic behind the selection of this the SMEs. First of all, this subject matter experts have very good understanding of the product we're talking about in Six Flyers. They have a very good knowledge of the function, and of course the process that run in the business units that they represent, and the technology that they currently have now. Also, they have a very good knowledge of the service level agreements, which they ought to be able to meet, but for some reason or the other, they're unable to meet them, which is the reason why we are having current pain points that we want to make sure that we fix and we turn things around. Lastly, our SMEs are trusted members of their team, and they're also top influencers because a lot of people in their team look up to these SMEs because they have very good knowledge of what they do. And we also intend to use them as influencers in those units so that they can help us drive the change that we intend to have in our business. Here, I'm going to talk about the power interest grid. This shows the distribution of our stakeholders. Right to the left top, we have the users. These are people that we need to we need to satisfy. They are very important to this project. The users are the ones that are going to be using the software that we want to deploy. Then at the bottom, we have the customers and the regulators, and they are low in interest and also in influence, but they're also important. We're not going to put too much resources in monitoring them or such, but it's also important that we keep them informed. But more importantly, we need to inform our functional managers and our vendors and the project sponsor. These are a major part of this project. So we're going to have to devote more resources to making sure that we consult the sponsors. We pay very close attention to them. They are always informed, and we manage them very well all throughout this project, because without them, we're not going to have this project. Then we'll have the RSI matrix. This shows how responsibilities are going to be distributed, how tasks are going to be distributed across the project teams. To the left, you have the tasks and how they've been subdivided into different phases. We have for initiation phase, we have for planning phase, we have for execution phase, control phase, and close phase. And you can see how we've represented across the spreadsheet who will be responsible for what. You see the different color palettes. Then we'll have part of the team who will be accountable for certain tasks. Some who will need to consult for certain tasks, and some we just need to keep them informed of those tasks. Next, I'll be talking about the methodology that we have chosen for this project, which is Agile, and the reason why we've chosen Agile. This is a very complex project, and in today's business, Agile methodology is one of the methodologies that businesses are using right now in order to solve problems. We are in a very highly competitive business, and it's important that we use this methodology. The first reason is that we're going to have cross-functional team that are collaborating in what they do. These are highly skilled professionals, and they're working together with all the different skills that they're bringing from different backgrounds to make sure that they solve the current problem that we're experiencing in Six Flyers. And secondly, this methodology allows for the delivery of working solution, working software, which is what we are proposing in this project. We want to have Salesforce deployed to Six Flyers and be able to resolve all the pain points that we have addressed earlier. Thirdly, Agile methodology allows for us to have this team work in short iterations in order to improve quality, reduce risk and cost. The short iteration will actually help for us to have early delivery of software, early delivery of value, so we can quickly address if there's any issue, it can be quickly resolved, and we don't have inherent risks that will be in the process if we are to use, for example, waterfall, which may take a longer time. And of course, by doing this, we're going to be able to reduce our costs. Another reason why we're using Agile methodology is that it welcomes change. So in this current environment where we work, we have clients that have very high tastes, and their tastes are always changing. And because of that, there's always something new. We have some changes that we may need to make in our process that will be able to meet our clients. So because of that, we are using this methodology because it allows for us to be able to overcome new requirements. If there's need for any tweak in any of the processes, or there's a product or there's a feature that we need to put in our in the Salesforce, we can quickly do that and be able to deliver value, which takes me to the fifth reason. We want to deliver higher value, much higher than what our competitors are providing. And Agile methodology would avail us Agile methodology will avail us that opportunity. Also, we have team, the project team that are working on this project. they have intervals at which they can reflect on the previous sprints and be able to fine tune or tweak the way they are working so that they can always do better in the following sprints. This will be very important in this project, and we chose to go with Agile for that. And lastly, we have a self-organizing team. This project team, like I said earlier, they're highly skilled professionals, and all they need is just to be given the right environment and support and be trusted to do their job. There's no need for interference and everything, and we know that this team is going to get the job done. At this point, I'm going to hand over to my colleague, Olaide, to take the rest of the slide. Thank you.
Hi, thank you, Shola. So I'm going to be taking us through the implementation and change management strategy. As with most projects, we have a proposed plan in order for our project to succeed. And here are the steps in which we're going to implement the project. We're going to detail out the project objective and goals. And then we're also going to state the success criteria. That is, what do we define as done? We're going to identify our stakeholders. Then we're going to gather requirements, verify and validate this requirement. Then we're going to also consider our change management implementation. After we've done that, we're going to implement the requirement that we have gathered and ensure that all the requirement needs are met. And then we're going to test the solution. Then we're going to deploy the solution. And then we're going to verify the results with the goal and objective that we stated at the beginning of the project. And then there will also be solution maintenance after the project has been deployed. Next slide, please. Even with our implementation strategy in place, there are still risks associated with every project. We have identified this risk associated with the proposed CRM that we are planning to deploy to Six Flyers. End users resistance, because end users are already used to the norm. They're used to the way that and processes in which they do things. So they might be resistant to change. Data quality. So for instance, even if we have the best CRM, if we put inconsistent or inaccurate data into that CRM, we'll definitely not get the result that we desire. Inadequate training. We need to ensure that all stakeholders and subject matter experts are trained appropriately so that we get the desired result that we want. And then integration. We already have a legacy technology that we're using currently. So we need to ensure that the CRM that we're deploying, which is Salesforce, aligns with this or is well integrated with this, our legacy technology. Next slide, please. To implement change, implement change properly and prevent failure, change management has to be in place. Research has shown that about 14% of the project's failure can be linked to the inability of a company to cope with technology. And the remaining 86% can be linked to poor project management and undefined objective, unfamiliar scope, and lack of effective communication. Next slide, please. So apart from us trying to minimize the project failure, for an organization to grow and compete adequately with its peers, we need to embrace change, either process change or technological change. So to implement the proposed CRM, we have considered a change management strategy, and the change management strategies are listed on the slide. Leadership alignment. We need to ensure that leaders are aligned, and we need to also ensure that we devise means in which we're going to engage all the leaders and project sponsors throughout the project. Stakeholder engagement. We need to identify our stakeholders and also devise engagement plans to involve them in the project. Communication. We need to be open and transparent to everybody, both the leaders and the stakeholders. We also have to put in place feedback process so that if they need to communicate or need to give us feedback, that channel is open. Change impact and readiness. We need to be aware of how change ready our stakeholders are. And then we also need to put in place approach that we can help them improve or increase their readiness to the CRM that we are proposing. Training. We need to ensure that all stakeholders and SMEs are appropriately trained for the CRM that we're going to put in place. Organizational structure. Due to the change that we're proposing, there might be a change in organizational structure, the process things are being done, the roles of people will change, the direct line of response will also change. Next slide, please. Part of our change management strategy is training. And for training, we're going to have to create a training plan, identify our stakeholders, make known the schedule to the stakeholders that we have identified, deliver the training, follow up, and also ensure that feedback are given back to us. And then also ensure that even after we have deployed and finished our training, the training is an ongoing process and we can always revisit training. So I'm going to hand over to my colleague now, Olabisi, to take us on the cost benefit analysis and implementation and the return on investment slide. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Olaide. As we have mentioned earlier, we did in the past year, we did make a loss of $500,000 in the past year. And I'm going by our projected cost benefit analysis, as we listed in the previous slide. We do have a total cost of implementation over the next 6 months for $373,000. That is the projected cost for the first year, with Salesforce license at $108,000, services and fees for our consultant, customization costs that would help us customize our org to what our company needs, as well as the cost for data migration and management. In our current state, we did have issues with wrong data imputed into our current system. We did have bad data duplication. This will help us simplify our process using Salesforce. And once we are done launching Salesforce into our organization, we do also have the after-launch support to assist our users, our clients, on an ongoing basis. And this cost is projected for the first year, as we have mentioned. And once that is done, we would also have our end user training. This would be an ongoing process. As we know, change is constant. We make changes today. We do have the options of improving on that. And our total cost in the first year of implementation is $373,000. And once we are done implementing Salesforce into our organization, we do project an increase in revenue of about $250,000. Our process is now streamlined. We are going to have an automation process for how we do things, for how we respond to our customers, for how we resolve conflict resolution when it comes to our services. And that alone would increase our revenue and also reduce administrative costs. A lot of things that our users, that is the people working in our organization, have been doing manually, they are able to automate it using Salesforce, thereby saving us time and money, saving us money in the cost of administration, as well as overall staff costs. And once we have implemented Salesforce into our organization, we do project an increase in revenue of up to $550,000, which would give us in the first year alone a net benefit of $177,000 overall once the process has started in the organization. Next slide, please, Shola. And as we spoke earlier, in the first year, we did project a 35% increase in revenue of up to $250,000. And we do hope that in the coming years, we are going to be seeing an increase based on implementation of Salesforce. And then it can only go higher. And then we hope to go higher in the coming years. As you see here, in the second year, we do have a projected revenue increase of up to $500,000 and up to $1 million in the next year. And as we said earlier, even though our main focus is simplifying the process for our customers as well as our users, we do rely on our customers getting the best experience. We are able to provide consistent customer experience. We are able to mitigate loss as opposed to what we had in the previous state. In the future state, we do have an 80% projected increase in resolution time. With Salesforce, our clients and our users are able to get auto response rules. As we all know, Salesforce does have, it's an omnichannel process. It's a one-stop shop for everything, all our process, everything that we are looking to do, from sales to marketing, converting leads, and all the good stuff in Salesforce. We do hope that implementing Salesforce will provide for a better customer experience, which would in turn lead to 75 increase in referral rate. Our customers are only able to refer our business if they've got good service from us, and nobody is going to be recommending a company they didn't get good service from and they didn't get their money's worth. And by implementing Salesforce, we are able to increase the referral rate up to 75%. And then that would in turn lead to 100% accurate projection of our income, as well as reduce total staff cost. What we were paying our staff for in the past, it was a very manual process. It was tedious. We were not getting a lot from it. And implementing Salesforce would enable us achieve 30% reduction in staff cost. Next slide, please.
Quick question. How many more slides do you have?
This is the last one, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, and implementing Salesforce, as we said earlier, would assist us in better data management. As we spoke earlier in our pain point, data management is one of the rising issues that we do have. We did have inconsistent ways of doing things. And with Salesforce, we do have the option of data analytics via the Salesforce Dynamic Dashboard. It would provide our investors as well to be able to view the data in the Dynamic Dashboard. I would provide them access to our total process and reports as well. And with Salesforce, we are going to be providing our solutions to our current pain point, which would in turn increase our revenue and reduce our general overall cost. We do hope that by implementing Salesforce as well, we're able to compete with the current market leaders. The market leaders, the Expedias of the world, the Trivagos, they are currently leading the market. And down the line, we do hope to be able to compete with them by automating our business processes. And we do hope that you as our investors find our ask convincing enough to be able to facilitate our project, and then just to the overall benefit of our growing small business. Thank you so much for your time, and you have a wonderful night.
Awesome. Thank you, Group One. That was excellent. It's all good feedback from me. You guys did really well. Like, I can say that this is definitely an improvement overall. So not just for your group, right? And I'm hoping that we're going to see the same from the other groups as well. I thought that it was very well laid out. It was very clear. The text wasn't too heavy. The transition was great. Everybody was well introduced. You all had your cameras turned on. The only thing that caught my eye was that on your RSI, I didn't see requirement gathering, which is one of the things that, a BA will do, unless you call this something completely different. Yeah, if you don't mind going back there. Oh, is that what you called create requirements? Is that
sorry? That's what I call, yes. That's what I call create requirements.
Okay, so you don't create requirements. BA never. That's probably why I missed it. You're either eliciting requirements. That's the word you want to use, or gather requirement. Create gives the impression that you're sitting in a room by yourself and you're trying to figure out the requirement. But you as a BA should never. It's not your project. It's not your money. They've only hired you to be able to get that information. So it's very important that you're using the right lingo, and you did a lot of that today. You said feature, things like that. That's what people want to hear. It makes them feel like, oh, he knows what he's talking about. She knows what he's talking about. So BAs never create requirement. You're never going to create a requirement. You're going to elicit it. You're going to get it from the people who know it. Okay?
Okay.
But apart from that, excellent. Well done, well done. I'm not throwing it open to the group yet, but I'm sure if I did, it will all be excellent stuff they're going to say. If we have time at the end of it, we can talk about general feedback from everybody. But today is really just to see, do you get the gist of what we've been teaching? Do you understand your responsibility as a BA? Are you able to do a convincing enough presentation for them to approve the money you're asking for? And I thought you did an excellent job with that today. Well done.
Thank you.
We're going to go on to group 2.
Thank you, Abiola.
Yeah, thank you to you guys. You guys did the work. Well done. We're going to go over to Mayowa's group now.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lakwe Ajayi, and the name of my company is Bioland Home Health. Oh, sorry, my camera is not on. Apologies. And the name of my company is Bioland Home Health Care. I'm one of the business analysts on the Caregiver App project. Presenting with me today are Mayowa, Dipo, Valerie, Abiodun, Dawn, and Jennifer. Looking at our mission, vision, and core values, we pride ourselves in the standard for home health services. Next slide, please. This slide shows a synopsis of our operations in the last 6 years. Caring for the medically fragile population has been our standard. Unfortunately, we have been rapidly losing revenue, and this is primarily due to poor staffing, such as lack of caregivers and inability to fill open positions, and constant fines from the health department due to several neglect complaints from patients. Our main pain points: most of the staff feel overworked. 75% of our staff feel like they work 3 to 4 weeks in the month. 50% of our staff, I would say, are temporary employees from staffing agencies. We also have lack of visibility due to using staffing agencies. Most of our permanent employees have also lost interest and they feel detached from the job. And our staff are pretty much one of the lowest paid in the industry. Our customers also feel very dissatisfied with the quality of care we give. Some of them feel neglected. At some point, we had to initiate the customer survey, an anonymous survey, which we would send through the mail and just ask a series of questions on the quality of care they are giving. Unfortunately, we've received a decline in the quality of care being received. And based on the surveys, most of our clients are ready to move to different organizations. Our goal at Bioland Home Health Care is to increase revenue, achieve a staff turnover of 0 to 5% in the next fiscal year. We are also acknowledging our staff contributions. We are providing adequate trainings for our employees. We are also making the working environment very conducive and also providing different incentives to the employees based on the hours they are putting in as well. We are also increasing our benefits. We are looking into tuition reimbursement, working on our PTOs for our employees, and also we plan to see an increase in positive reviews with our clientele, meaning we are planning different programs with our different locations just for the clients to see how well we actually do care about the services we are providing for them. At this point, I'm going to give the next slide to Jennifer to take over.
Thank you. The solution we're proposing to address the pain points is the caregiver application. We're proposing the solution because an off-the-shelf application that will be able to enable the caregivers to view their profiles, and it will be user-friendly, which means they'll be able to access it both on the desktops and on the laptops. Some of the features of this app will be the caregivers can view their profile, they can see their work schedule, they can choose their work schedule, they can see the patient's profile. Next slide, please. They can see the patient's profile, their allergies, what the drugs they are taking, and what they need to do. On the app, they can choose the work schedules they want to work. They can see how much they are earning hourly. So the issues of not getting paid will be eliminated. They can see their bonuses. They can see the rewards programs available to them. Also, they can also submit an anonymous tip to HR concerned as regards their concerns. Some of the benefits of this app will be it can be accessed from anywhere. You can access it both in the office and out of office. You can use both your phone and on laptop. It reduces paperwork. The processing time for pay time off will be reduced. Their pay will be guaranteed. No, there will not be issues of caregivers not getting paid, and to enable them to pick their schedules, where they want to work and when they want to work. Next slide, please. The implementation requirements for the app will be the budget, the resources, where we'll need both the trainer to train caregivers on the usage of the app, a developer to help develop the app, and the time frame for this app will be 6 months. The budget is broken down into 3. The lump sum of the budget will be spent on the caregiver app. Then we need to train the staff. So we've allocated $34,000 for staff training. Also, we don't know what might come up during the project. There might be issues, there might be surprises. So we're budgeting $11,600 for contingencies so that we won't run out of money throughout the project. The implementation process is divided into 3 phases, and we're choosing the incremental methodology. In phase 1 of the process, we'll deploy the app in Sandbox, while phase 2 will be the training of the staff and UAT. Phase 3 will require us to produce the app, deploy it to staff for usage. I will hand over to my colleague Deepa to continue with the presentation. Thank you.
Hi. Thank you, Jennifer. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'll be taking us through our next few slides. So I'll be going through our implementation strategy for the next 6 months. And also I'll be going through our stakeholder management plan, which will identify our various stakeholders, their various roles and responsibilities using a WASI chat. And lastly, I'll be talking about the communication plan to engage our stakeholders using a stakeholder power and interest grid. For month 1 and 2, in our first 2 months, we plan to identify our stakeholders and how we intend to engage them. We intend to clearly define and gather requirements and communicate the purpose of the app and its benefits. We also intend to identify our key performance indicators in order to measure success. And also for our month 3 and 4, we intend to document the requirements of the app and the implementation, and also talk about the test trial of the application as well. So for month 4 and 6, we plan to move into launch phase and also start training employees about using the app while continuously monitoring the effectiveness and the efficiency of the app. Finally, in the last 2 months, we plan to conduct a survey using our end users as a focus group to gather more feedback on the finished product. All right, this is a list. This is an extensive list of our stakeholders. So we have our executives who are main decision makers and our sponsors. They're the ones that give the final sign off of the project and they provide funding. The HOD and the care units, these are the very important set of stakeholders. They are the head of departments that allocate resources in order to carry out and execute the project. These stakeholders will be able to gather very important requirements and feedback during the project lifecycle. Then lastly, I'm going to talk about developers. Now, I think you missed a slide. Yeah, developers. These are responsible for the implementations of all our requirement gathering, and they bring all the requirements to life. Next slide, please. Okay, on this slide, I'll be talking about the power interest grid. Like I said earlier, we plan to engage our stakeholders using a stakeholder power and interest grid. So I'll be talking about the I power, I interest. This group are the executives. We intend to actively manage this group of stakeholders with timely updates and communication, depending on their communication preference. So we also have the I power, low interest. This group we intend to keep satisfied. These are the HODs and the care units. This group of stakeholders will plan to keep satisfied, even though they have very little interest in our project, but they have enough power to either support or disrupt the project by withholding important resources or refusing to engage in requirement gathering. The low power, high interest group, no, I'm not ready for that. Could you go back a bit, please? All right. So the low power, high interest group, this group we're going to keep informed. These are the developers. They're the ones that have the technical know-how and the critical knowledge of how our app is going to function. They need to be kept informed at all time in order to approve all our approved change requests, if any, and we have to be in constant communication with them. The low power and low interest group, we just have to keep monitoring them. This group are the admin, the patient, and the staff. This group of stakeholders have to be monitored. They do not require constant communication. They're pretty much the end users. Their only concern is having a functional app. That's all they need. How we get it done is really much more concern to them. Lastly, we'll be using the RACI chat to identify the various stakeholders and their responsibilities for different project activities, who is accountable for what work is being done, who we need to consult in relations to work activities, and inform about the status of the work. For the sake of time, I will just point out a few of the stakeholders. So in order to define functional needs and get out requirements and prioritize them, I believe the staff and patients are responsible for this in order to identify the pain points and the current state of the company. In order to perform testing and implement all approved changes, we would have to hold the developers accountable for this. To access risk, ensuring data protection, privacy, and security breach, we would have to consult with the system admin. And to approve the app for deployment, this is a responsibility for the MD and the HOD. I'll pass it on to my colleague Maiwa, who will walk us through the cost-benefit analysis now. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Why we're here today, we're here because of dwindling revenues in our company, and that's what we're trying to turn around. Right. Some of the things we're going to be deploying, it's hardwares and trainings, and this would cost us some money. And as you can see, we're spending a total of 19,000.
Sorry to cut you short. Is there any reason your camera isn't turned on?
I'm having some issues with it. For some funny reason, I just couldn't get it to come up. My apologies for that.
Okay.
Right. So I'll start again. Welcome to my own section. So I'll be discussing the cost-benefit analysis. The two sections to it, the hardwares and the system training. On the hardware, we have user stations that would cost us $19,998,000. System, server, etc. Coming to the dashboard as well, which would cost us $17,760. The training will cost us a total sum of $19,750. The software, which would be used as part of the training, would cost $14,250, and some of the tools needed would cost $3,600. In total, we have $169,328. As you would expect, what are the benefits of the app that we're deploying? We'd expect that this would bring much more revenue to our company, and some of the things where the source of the benefits will come from includes improved conversion. This comes in terms of when people refer customers to us, and how soon we're able to convert those potential customers to customers. This would bring in about $42,000 for us. Enhanced productivity, workflow efficiencies. In total, this would bring in revenues of $249,000 to our company. On the return of investment, the benefits for each year, we're expecting for the first year to be $249,000. Though in the year 2024, 25, and 26, we're expecting some arithmetical increment in the revenues. So that's why we left it this way, simply because we can ascertain what the benefits will be for 2024, 2025, and 2026. But we're certain it will definitely be more than 2023. Now, the cost for 2023 would be 169,328. Why are there no costs for 2024, 2025, and 2026? There are no costs because the cost has already been offset, would be offset in 2023. Now, the yearly maintenance then comes in 2024, 2025, and 2026. The maintenance would most likely go on peripherals and things like antivirus, etc. Now, to arrive at return on investment, we simply take the benefit, subtract it by the total investment cost and yearly maintenance, divide it by the total investment cost, and multiply it by 100. So for 2023, we're expecting 47% increase in our ROI, and 2024, we're expecting 1,004%. 2025, I beg your pardon, we're expecting 987%. And in 2026, we're expecting 583%. And as you can see, we're making profit year on year. Right, the project ROI timeframe, which is a reflection of what I just discussed. In 2003, I reiterate, 47%, 2024, 1,048%, 2025, 987.5%, and in 2026, we'd expect 583. What are our realities in the company? Our reality today is that our current revenue is 300,000, but our projected revenue is 700,000. This is like an iceberg for us. So we're trying to flip, show what's under the water. In conclusion, I'm sure you'd agree with me that by the time we spend the amount we're asking for, we're expecting our customers and our staff to feel the impact of the implementation of our caregiver app. We're sure we have heard them, we value them, they'll be in control of the services they're rendering to our customers, and our customers can be comfortable with the services they're getting from us. And most importantly, we want our customers to feel they are the apex of everything that we do. And to also conclude, our staff will be an integral part of our business, and they can be rest assured that it will be an happy environment for them. Thank you. I hope you're convinced to invest in invest the money in the organization.
Awesome. Thank you, group. I'll call you group 2 because you presented second. This is definitely an improvement on the first presentation, so well done. It definitely looks well thought out. It's well put together. Everybody who spoke was coherent, and I speak for myself, I could follow the presentation. Again, I'm not going to dwell on like the little things, but I'll still like to call out a few things. So if we go back to, let's say, slide 5, I can't remember which slide it was, but just go back all the way, please. Let's see the next one. I'm just looking for one of the slides where you put MD and PM.
Oh, okay. Hold on, please.
Okay, yeah, this is a good one. What is MD and what is PM? Is MD managing director?
Medical director and project manager.
Okay, so next time, please spell it out.
Okay.
Because there's no way we're going to know that's medical director. So if let's say you have MD in like 8 of your slides, right? The first place where you have MD, spell it out, medical director, in parentheses, MD, and that way you don't have to spell it out in every slide where you use it. But the first slide where you're using an acronym, even if it's not a slide, it's a Word document, whatever it is, right? the first time you're using the acronym, you need to spell it out. Okay. That way, if they're reading it on page 8, they're like, what is MD? They can flip back, right? But I had to ask you, because MD can be medical director, managing director, who knows what else MD can be, right? That's that.
Definitely.
And then, sorry.
Go ahead, please. I'm just taking down your corrections.
Yeah, and then you have me, subject matter expert, and you have purpose. So I'm taking purpose to mean role, like what role is the person playing? So the executive directors, their role is that they're decision makers. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so role, I think role would be a better word to use there, not purpose.
Okay.
And then the next thing where you have the alpha of the problem and solution, what does that mean? Under HOD care units, the role is that they're the alpha of the problem and the solution. What does that mean?
So that simply means these are the places where we're getting the issues that our customers are complaining.
I thought as much, except alpha doesn't really, as far as I know, and I do not have monopoly of knowledge, but just based on my years of experience and what I've been exposed to, alpha does not have meaning in a project environment. It doesn't really mean anything to anybody. So I understand what it is you're saying, but you will need to find, another word for it, not alpha. Okay.
All right.
Then let's quickly go to your ROI slide.
Okay.
I'm just taking a quick look at something. So where you have the total IV plus YM, that's investment cost plus yearly maintenance, right?
That's right.
And so you're saying the difference between 249K and 169, that difference, which is about 79,000, represents 47% of 249,000?
Right. The way we've calculated the ROI is the benefits subtract the investment and the yearly maintenance from the benefit.
Right.
And we then divide it by the total investment cost and yearly maintenance and multiply it by 100. That's how we get the return on investment.
So why are you dividing it again? I can take this offline with your group in the interest of everybody's time, but these numbers, I'm not convinced. But like I said, let's take it offline. And secondly, this is just a suggestion. No, not to say you haven't done the ROI slide well. Make it straightforward. Let people see it and not have to calculate. They need to be able to look at the slide and say, oh yeah, there's going to be a 30% increase in revenue, without having to figure out how did they get to, all the calculation you just told me. So you multiplied it and divided it by, don't make your audience do that work. Okay. Show it in a way where they're going to see the investment and they can see the return on investment. And it's pretty clear. Like, even if nobody explained it to them, it's easily digestible.
Okay.
Awesome. Well done, guys. Well done, well done, well done. So we have 2 more groups who'll be presenting today. Oh yeah, I'm just going to let you nominate one group just because I can't remember the names of the group leaders.
Yes, so there's a group leader for one of the groups. So I just need to, the other group members, if you could just private chat me. Let me see. Sorry, Abiola, 1 second. Let me.
Sure.
Okay, so I don't know if sorry, I beg your pardon.
No, I was going to say, has your group presented Onye?
That's Olabisi's group I mentioned earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and then I can see on the chat Bumi's group. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So is Bumi's group presenting now?
Well, I guess, are you guys ready, Bumi?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes,
okay.
We are.
Awesome. Yeah, take the floor, please.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh.
It's okay. Don't apologize. It's okay. It's good music to our ears. Just go ahead.
Okay.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for coming to this meeting today. As we're well aware, we have been facing some sales and service challenges at Runway, and my team members and I have been tasked with proposing solutions to combat sales and service challenges that we're currently facing on this business. So we have come up with solutions which we will be sharing with you in this presentation. This presentation is to walk you through how the implementation of Customer 360, which is a Salesforce solution, will help us close our sales and service gaps and increase our revenue by at least 50% 6 months post-implementation. And my name is Temitope, and presenting with me today is Victoria, Antonia, Stella, and Precious. Next slide, please. Today, the cost of customer turnover at Runway comes to about 4.8 million annually, and it is therefore expedient that we implement a solution that will effectively increase our revenue, help us regain our customers' confidence in our brand, help us to retain our customers, increase our competitive advantage, increase our market share, and ultimately reclaim market dominance. The next slide, please. So our research into the recent decline in our business revenue and profitability suggests that our current sales and service tools and processes are no longer as effective for meeting the targeted company's objective and business goal. Now, just to reiterate our current state, we can all agree that our current system does not allow for a seamless customer experience, because we are not able to convert our leads to sales, and this has had a huge impact on our revenue. So top on the list from the respondents of our survey is that our apps are not user-friendly, and they also have issues logging into their accounts. This results in duplicate accounts because after creation, they just don't have access anymore, and this is unable to track. Another issue is that customers are not directed to the right landing page. They're complaining about the images on our website not loading properly, and the carts timing out too fast. And most of the respondents let us know that we should have more payment options, because what we have currently is just MasterCard, and Visa. Customers with Visa cards are unable to proceed with payments. Now, because of this, we have high customer bounce rates. That is, most of our customers who visit for the first time never come back. There is a reduction in cart, there is cart abandonment. We have low traffic on the website, and we have low customer retention. And this customer retention rate has reduced by 15% within the last 1 year due to these issues we're having with our system. So as it is, we are continuing to be in the red, and we're very far from hitting our forecasted sales targets. Our overall company sales loss has increased to about 20% over the last year due to the stated reasons, due to these reasons that I have just stated. Now, we're looking to the future. We want to move from the current state, and then it is without a doubt that we can no longer remain here. So we have to move to what does this future looks like? What does it look like? So this, in the future, our customers should be able to have a great and seamless experience throughout their shopping, where some of our processes are automated, giving them quality experience and high referral rates for us. This in turn would convert to increased profitability. It will reduce time. It will save time and reduce our own costs. Now, for the customers, for the customer-friendly part, to optimize our application and make our website more customer-friendly, what will this solution look like in the future, right? It will allow our customers to be able to create item basket that it can make reference to later. It would give room for more secured login, because we will be enabling two-factor authentication via external accounts or external services such as Google, Apple, and that. So our customers are very well, they are confident that their data and information are well protected with us. So we will also be providing easy navigation for our customers, which will provide them with a swift and frustration-free shopping experience. So customers who are ready to make immediate purchase decisions can be directed straight to the app and the checkout pages. We would improve the website speed and overall performance, and this will definitely increase our customer engagement as well. Another thing is that we will be adding compelling content to our web pages that would give infographics on fashion trends, which will increase our customer engagement as well and result in about 15% increase in our revenue. Now, this solution has a number of benefits, not just to the customers, but to users, employees as well. So with the implementation of this solution, we'll have a more secure database that is less susceptible to cyber attack because we will be leveraging on a cloud-based technology. It will allow us to store our data. We will be able to keep historical archives of data that the company has had doing business over the years, and it will be convenient and easy for us to reference them whenever necessary. Our employees will be better supported because they will have access to timely and up-to-date information to serve both internal and external customers. We will have a solution that serves both desktop and mobile users, allowing for a faster response time while eliminating the cost of designing a separate mobile app just for this same purpose. We will be able to track prospective and existing customers, and we will see repeated purchases by our customers go up to about 70%, which will impact our revenue, which is where we want to be. That is the reason why we have come up with this solution. Also, we will be able to know our customers better through our market surveys. We will, the previous slide. Through our market surveys, we will know our customers better and will be equipped to serve and connect with them because we'll be able to generate reports from their interactions with the business. And then we will have valuable insights projected on dashboards to make informed decisions that we continue to grow our revenue. We will also be able to leverage on these insights to gain advantage over our competition. In the future, we will carry out some promotions and also give discounts just to bolster our sales and increase customer engagement and boost brand reputation. We will have a unified solution to help Runway sell. Not only that, it will sell, serve, it will help to market, analyze, and connect with all of our customers. Next slide, please. Thank you. So on this slide, we're looking at all the resources that we will be needing, both tangible and intangible. That's hardware and software, people and money. So we have Salesforce licenses. We will have to hire consultants. We have the Salesforce administrator. We have developers who will be working with us on this project. We have the project manager. And to implement this, we'll be needing the sum of $2 million. And the time frame for this project is 6 months. The project length is 6 months. Next slide, please. So what you are looking at on this slide is the power interest grid for Runway. What does this tell us? It shows us the category of all the stakeholders that we have. Those that have the low power, it tells us what the power, their interest, and what we need to do to them. Some we just need to monitor closely. As we can see in all the quadrants, we have the sponsors and the customers. we have on the second quadrant, we have our vendors. And on the third, we have those we need to monitor. And on the last, we have those we need to keep informed. So this is because some of them, depending on the our interactions with them and with their interaction with the system, we are able to classify those that we just need to keep informed, or those that we need to monitor closely because they are very critical to the success of these projects. Next slide, please. Okay, so what you're looking at here is the research chart that shows the task and who handles what. So we can see that they have been color coded, where we have the. Give me a minute here. Okay, so we have grouped the tasks into product performance, minimizing bugs, marketing and advertising, auditing of the firm, financial support, customer feedbacks, and all. So, and we can see the department that owns all of these processes, where we have R to be responsible and A to be accountable, and C consulted and high informed. So, and we will be implementing this proposed solution using the Agile methodology. I will then hand over to my colleague Victoria to give us a walkthrough of this process.
Thank you, Temitope. On to the next slide, please. So on our next slide here, we're going to talk about how Agile methodology will be used during the implementation of this project. To have a successful implementation, we understand that we will need to be in constant communication with the team from start to finish. So we'll start with the project planning. With project planning, we will be able to communicate a clear plan, the project with a full understanding of what the end goal is, as well as understand the value to both the organization and the client and how it will be achieved. Roadmap. We will also create a product roadmap. This is a very important tool that we will need during our implementation, as it will provide us with the outline of the vision, the direction that we will need to follow, priorities, so we are able to know what our implementation, what will need to be done first before we move on to the next item. And the progress of our implementation is also highlighted over time. Basically, a roadmap is a plan of action that will give us direction from the beginning to the end of the project, and also guide us on how to achieve the project. Then we'll also have daily stand-up meetings. We will use daily stand-up meetings that will last 15 minutes. During these meetings, we will talk about the current progress of each team member, as well as any challenges that any team member is facing. Now, during this stage, 3 questions will be asked. What did you do yesterday? We want to know how our team members, how they advanced in their work the previous day. We are also going to discuss on any challenges that any of our team members faced, because we do not want to move on to the next task if a team member was having issues. We'll also be talking about, we'll also ask, what will you do today? And then we'll also have release planning. During planned release, we'll determine the desired outcome of one or more major release of features. Then using user stories, we're going to break down these into several different sprints. The purpose of release planning is to create a plan that will be delivered in an increment to the product or the feature. Sprint planning. During sprint planning, the team will determine the product backlog item that will be worked on during that sprint and discuss the initial plan to completion. And then we'll also have sprint review meeting. During the sprint review meeting, we will be talking about what happened during the whole sprint. We'll be able to evaluate the success of the sprint. During the sprint review meetings, 3 questions will be asked. What went well? What did not go well? And also, what are the required areas of improvement, if any, so we don't repeat them in the next sprint. So with that, I will now hand over to Precious, who will talk on implementation strategy. Thank you.
Thank you, Victoria. So I will be taking the implementation strategy. Can I get the next slide, please? All right, thank you. So in our implementation strategy, we narrowed it down to 4 major stages. So the first stage, that's where we are right now. It would take us 1 or 2 months, and that will be in the planning stage. So during the planning stage, that is where we identify a clear goal of what we want to achieve. We identify the needs and prioritize. So during this planning stage, the development team will be having sets of meetings, and that is where they will decide what Salesforce edition would best fit the company's needs, because we need to take into account so many other factors like data migration, because from the previous CRM that we had lots of data. So what CRM are we going to pick? What edition of the Salesforce CRM are we going to pick that will be able to fit the data we have, right? And we also need to take into consideration how many users do we need? How many users will be using the Salesforce? And which of the Salesforce will be able to fit the customization scopes that we need? During this stage also, we would evaluate all the risk. So for Runway, this has been in business for over 20 years. So we have long-time employees who are used to doing things a certain way. So would change be a problem? Would they be able to adapt to the new change? Or would there be risks of losing some employees? Would we need to hire employees who are change-driven to be able to continue the project? So that will be the first stage. And in the second stage, that is where the implementation starts. So in that stage, we will be gathering requirements from different departments, and we will be able to also start to customize our Salesforce CRM. So when the customization takes place, there's certain factors that we have to keep in mind. We have to keep in mind the security of the org. So make sure each user is able to access the documents they need, and also make sure that no unregistered user is able to get into the org. And also we have to make sure the user interface is friendly, so it's easy and clear to navigate. And also, when migrating existing data from the old CRM to the new to the Salesforce, we have to make sure that everything has been mapped out correctly. So when all this is done, we have to send it off to the quality assurance team to make sure that there are no bugs and all the requirements has been met. And then we launch the product. After launching, we are going to have employee training. So for the employee training, that would start on the 6th month. The best way we've chosen is to have e-learning available to all users. So the videos will be made available, and they will have a schedule, and they know when they're able to assess the trainings. There would also be opportunity for them to have a hands-on training. So during the first week that the product is launched, they will be able to have hands-on training, and there will be information on the screen to tell them what steps they need to take. For the training, it is always an ongoing process, and that is why we have also put in place the training management. So we would always make sure that the training is available and always up to date. So this is my part, and I will be passing on to Antonia to continue the next slide.
Thank you very much, Precious. I will be talking about the cost-benefit analysis, and as we know, they're both tangible and intangible benefits. The intangible benefits would be increased employee morale, customer satisfaction. We would regain our investors' confidence, and a lot of redundant processes would be eliminated. And part of the tangible benefits would include a 40% increase in sales, a 70% increase in customer retention. And now I'll be talking about the ROI timeframe. Next slide, please. And here we have the time frame that it would take for us to achieve all of this. Our project time frame is 6 months. And as we know, we will not just stop our business just because we're implementing this solution at our organization. So for the first few months, we will definitely not see that much of an increase in our profits, which can be indicated by the orange line just below the zero axis. You can see that it's all in the negative. And after our employees have been trained in the 6 months, we would definitely see an increase in our sales. Not very much, but yeah, just increasing a little bit. And by the 8th month, we would expect that the solution must have been implemented, and a lot of our customers would have heard so much about this solution, and would have a lot of traffic, on our website, on our mobile app, and we'll definitely see a marked increase in our profits from the 8th month, even up to the 12th month, and even up to the point where we would recover our initial capital investment of $2 million. And I will be handing over to my colleague Stella to take us through the rest.
Thank you very much, Antonia, for that introduction. I want to apologize for not being able to turn on my camera. This is due to the fact that I was having technical issues. I've had to log in and out severally, but I was not able to resolve it. And so back to the business of the day. Basically, I'll be speaking on what we are asking for. We, the BA analyst of Runway, we are asking the management for a sum of $2 million for the implementation of a solution. Now, if you listen carefully, my previous presenters and my teammates, they were mentioning a solution. And so I'm proud to present to you that this solution we are recommending to our management is the Customer 360 Salesforce solution. And you may want to ask, what is the Salesforce solution all about? What can this solution do? Why should we invest $2 million into this solution? The Salesforce solution is a customer success platform that would help Runway to sell. It will help us to service, it will help us to market, it will also help us to analyze and then connect with our customers. This platform has several products embedded in it. It has a sales platform, it has a marketing platform, it has a service platform, and it also has the service platform that would leave a lasting impression on our customers. And so this Salesforce solution is an app that is encompassive. It is all in one. It will help Runway manage their sales process from beginning to the end. And one features of implementing this Salesforce solution is the fact that Runway will begin to see a shift in their strategic operations. Take, for example, they'll be more focused on their customers. That means they'll be working backwards from their customers backwards. And in such an environment, we would see a great level of innovation and creativity. And what that would mean for Runway is that it is going to lead to increased revenue and increased customers. The slide, please. Hello. And so I'll also talk about the features of this Salesforce solution. One thing the solution would do is that it's going to help Runway bring product and brand visibility. Our products will be seen everywhere. are we we have looked at the current situation of runway, and then we decided to bridge the gap by bringing up this solution. This solution will also help our users to have they will have an application that is stress-free. They'll be able to log in from anywhere in the world, which means that sales runway business will begin to go global. It will go global. They'll be able to access the business from anywhere. And what that is going to translate is that we'll have increased revenue and increased profitability. One feature about Salesforce is the fact that from time to time, the software developers, they are improving on this solution. They are creating enhanced features in order to help with the in order to help customers' visibility in terms of this solution. So one thing Salesforce has recently done is the integration of WhatsApp to the app. Customers will be able to see immediate updates on their orders. They'll be able to get feedback, and then they will be able to get immediate response to their issues as long as we implement this solution. So we are looking at a time frame of 6 months after implementation. We'll be quick to see a return on our investment if we implement this solution. Thank you. That's all for me.
Okay, fantastic. Sorry, I was trying to unmute and my mouse was just a bit slow. Well done, well done. To be honest, I'm just super impressed by all of the presentations so far. I can almost feel the effort that was put into it. So thank you to everybody who participated one way or the other. Like the other two presentations we've seen, excellent, you did well on time. Group 2 did well on time as well. Group 1, let me say you exceeded your 25 minutes by just a few minutes though. Group 2 did excellent on time, and Group 3, you started your presentation. Actually, you're like a minute late as well. But all in all, right, you're doing good. Excellent presentation, good flow, good intro for people who couldn't turn on their camera. Stella, we appreciate the fact that you apologized and let us know. Antonia couldn't. I think I got a message saying Antonia could not turn on her camera. So it's all good. We get the gist about the camera, right? It's just to be able to see that you're actually, directing your communication to us and you're not reading off a script. The only one thing I'd like to mention about this presentation that can be improved on is if you go back to the slide where you talked about your implementation strategy. Yeah, this one. So in step 2, you said implementation timeline. That's very big. What we want to know is the timeline, not you saying implementation timeline. Like, we want to know what the implementation timeline is, not you calling out the fact that you considered the implementation timeline. Does that make sense to you? Because the timeline, the purpose of talking about your timeline is to let us know how long it will take, right? And so even if you speak to it, right, let's say someone isn't able to attend this meeting, but you're sending the slide to them. This doesn't tell them your implementation timeline. It tells them that you're going to have a planning phase, you're going to do employee training. Training management is neither here nor there, but because implementation timeline is very critical to every project, right? That's a key part of a project that everybody wants to know. So we want you to tell us the timeline, not telling us that you considered the implementation timeline. Does that make sense?
Okay, so like for this slide, where we would have made the change would be to add like gathering requirements would take us like 2 weeks to like 4 weeks, then to be able to customize the Salesforce.
Yeah, well,
break it down that way.
I didn't mean to cut you short, but basically you could do it that way, or you could just tell us it would take you 1 year to implement it. We want to know the timeline. So it would take a total of 8 months from inception to go live. Okay. Right? Go live is when that solution is in production. Right? So you basically told us how long it would take.
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean? So yes. Sometimes people break it down, right? You may have a slide where you break it down where like, okay, planning phase, requirement phase, training, change management and all, right? At that level of detail. But sometimes you can make it high level. My preference is always to break it down, because when you make it high level and you say, oh, it's going to take 1 year, I want to know how that time is going to be spent, right? But either of those options is better than just saying implementation timeline, because this doesn't tell me how long, neither does it tell me how long each phase will take. Okay. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, taken.
Yeah. I think that's the only comment that I think is worth making right now. Especially if there's a comment that I already shared with like group 1, group 2. Any comment I'm sharing with any group, please, everybody, just take the comment and take it as an opportunity for improvement, right, on your slide as well. But well done, group 3, excellently done. Now we're going to move on to group 4.
Okay. Sorry, excuse me. Good evening. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. For group 4, one of us that is supposed to be on this presentation could not come in. I think she was having an issue and she was locked out. And I don't know if it would be fair to present without her. So I want to plead if group 4 can present tomorrow.
Group 4, you're presenting today. I'm sorry, but one of your group members will need to speak for her, because everybody in the group should know the whole of the presentation. So if you were truly presenting in front of the VP and the second BA isn't able to show up, you're not going to reschedule, right? So as much as we're not VPs here, we still need you to present.
Okay, thank you for that. One moment, please. Let me share my slide. Okay, my name is Kachi, and I'm presenting the lead presenter for Group 4. We are presenting our business case for CRM implementation for our company 4B1. All right, so our agenda today, we have a problem statement, business options, required resources. We'll be talking about stakeholder and power interest grid, RACI chart, methodology, which is agile, change management, the cost benefits, and then we'll also introduce the team and conclude. All right, the problem statement. Just like we presented the other time, I want to remind us that 4B1 is actually a nutrition company, and our vision is to enable better health and make good nutrition accessible and affordable to everyone. And in the recent times, we've had opportunities for business growth and expansion. However, this expansion opportunity has been hampered by issues with procurement division, and we've had problem with the CRM that we have, and we are not able to meet up. Hence, the need for a change or an upgrade of this procurement process. So the business of them. So 4B1's goal is to Sorry. Okay. So 4B1's goal is to remain top expertise in nutrition, health, and wellness to help people and families live a healthier life. And for our current key manual process is to become automated and provide a digitalized platform so that we can actually, move our business forward. Part of this process actually is vendors will be managed effectively and efficiently, and there will be improved visibility into our procurement life cycle. We've had issues with our procurement life cycles where actually managers are not able to have a 360 holistic view of this procurement life cycle. And this has caused problem with our processes, and we've not been able to, meet up with vendor payments. And this has actually hampered delivery of supply of our raw materials. And this has disturbed, this has actually had a problem with the manufacturing process in itself. So the need for this. Right now, part of all the challenges we are also having is that the fact that we are not having real-time collaboration and live signaling, among team members. And our processes, 60% of them are manual processes. And this has been tedious for the team, and we have a lot of errors. And this has actually caused a lot of problem for us. So in presenting this to you, the management, we have 3 options for the project that we want to implement. So the first one would be we could actually decide to do nothing and move with business as usual. But I think that this will not really help us because we have an opportunity to grow our business and we are not able to tap into if we say we are not doing anything. We also have opportunity to get a new CRM by engaging external consultants, and part of the benefit that we'll have with this is that it will help with the smooth running of our project and effective resolution of issues due to specialist knowledge. The consultants are specialists, and ability to manage resulting risk within a short time based on experience. We also have the opportunity of going for a cost solution and developing this in-house. So what this will do is that there will not be any additional time spent understanding our company culture, and this will be done by our own people. And it will also reduce costs compared to outsourcing to external consultants. However, for the purposes of this presentation, 4B1 senior management has already decided that the procurement of this CRM software will be done by in-house development. So at this point, I'll be handing over to Maria to continue with the required resources.
Thank you, Kache. Good evening, everyone. So for this project, we've actually made the project very simple. So the project team is going to include the project manager, the business analyst, the developers, and the QA team. So for this project, we're looking at a cost of 2.5 million. We're going to look at a later slide that's going to break down the details of how this is going to be spent. And we're looking to wrap up this project within the next 6 months. So from implementation to deployment, it should take about 6 months. And we've identified the key stakeholders for this project, and we'll be looking at that at the next slide. So this is our power grid. This is a breakdown of our stakeholders into the team that has the high power, the high interest, and high power, low interest, low power, low interest, low power, high interest. So for the high power, low interest, we're looking at the legal team. This is the team that we need to consult with throughout the duration of the project. And of course, sponsors. So those are the people with the money who have the ability to make changes to this project, but not involved in the nitty-gritty of the project. And then, just give me a minute, this is my way. Okay. And then we have the high power, high interest group. Basically consists of the project team and the subject matter experts, and the low power, low interest. That's just the support staff and people who will help when we have issues with this project. And the low power, high interest, these are just the team, like the vendors, the developers, and the business teams that we will be collaborating with on this project. Can you take me to the next slide? Okay, so this is just a brief look at the activities that we're going to carry out in this project. And we've determined who is going to be responsible for each of the activities. So for the define the project, the needs and the requirements of the project, that's going to be with the project manager, and the risk assessment, that's also going to be with the project manager. To gather the requirements for this project, that's going to be the BA, and the design process is going to be with the development team. The implementation part of this is also with the development team. As for the solutions, it's going to be with the subject matter experts, and the deployment is going to be with the development team. And I think from here, I'm going to pass it on to John from here.
Yeah, thank you very much, Maria. And for this project, we will be using the Agile methodology, and I'll try to explain why. Our organization is going to be has an in-house setting whereby management has basically agreed that we do this in-house, and we have our own team of developers. So typically what we're looking at is a group of developers that would be able to interact, collaborate easily, and be able to bring out our delivery and make the deliveries in iterations, and we'll be using a lot of continuous testing. We also believe that this methodology would help us stay flexible and bring out all our innovation, as it were. What I mean basically is that we have a system, we have a team in-house that is actually developing the systems, and we're testing it, and we're moving on as we go on. I mean, business is not stopping, as it were. So we believe that methodology will help us, and in implementation of that methodology, we'll be having sprint planning, we'll be doing documentation of user stories, we'll be creating backlogs, and we'll be conducting daily stand-ups. Print review meetings will also be regular. I mean, it's what we'll be doing at the end of every sprint, and that will help us see the feedback that we'll get from what has been done by the users. Ultimately, we'll always have a sprint retrospectives, which is something that allows the group to look at how the sprint has gone and what we've done right and what we've done wrong. Can we go to the next slide, please? I think it's even this. Go to the next one. I think that should explain. Yeah, it has a design. It has the diagram that explains the Agile system, and basically it's about defining our requirements and also setting them for development and making sure that quality assurance is out there looking at what we're doing and testing. We'll do user acceptance test, and again, feedback is important as we develop each solution, each solution in the project. We'll get feedbacks, and if there are no issues, we'll go ahead and start another iteration. I'll go back to change management. Now, talking about change management here, we recognize the fact that we're bringing in a new solution which will change things, and it's important for us to prepare for the changes we're expecting. We want to always be change ready, and that is the main issue behind our change management. In the component of our change management strategy will include leadership alignment. We want the leadership to understand what we're doing, and if there are needs to adjust our processes to catch up with the new stuff, the new solution we're bringing in. Then we get management alignment. Stakeholders will be engaged at every point, but more importantly, communication is a key. To drive all this is also training. Training is very important, and the strategy for our training will include having e-learning capabilities on our systems where users will be able to go and check what is going on in the using their systems. And we'll also have opportunities to bring in experts to give hands-on training. So all this we believe would help us be ready for the anticipated change as we move into the new system that we're implementing. I guess I'll have to hand over to Kashi for the next part of the analysis.
Okay, thank you, John. The cost benefit analysis. So for this project, we would have listed items. Resource training will cost about $500,000. The software in itself will cost $1 million, while installation will cost $500,000. The licensing for the CRM will cost $300,000, and contingency will be $200,000. So the total cost for this project is $2.5 million, and like previously mentioned by my colleague Maria, that this project timeline is expected to take 6 months. The benefits of this implementation and its associated revenue will be that efficient business process. We put a value to it, and it came up to about 3.5 million. And staff efficiency, it's going to give us a monetary value of $500,000, while proper data management here, which actually speaks to zero less error or almost zero error, it will give us a monetary value of 1.5 million, because there will not be duplicate processes and errors. Then, of course, our increased vendor base, by the time we implement this project, we'll have increased vendor base, meaning that we have an opportunity to have a wider variety of source base for materials, meaning that we'll have better negotiating power, and this will translate to a monetary value of 500,000. So all in all, the associated revenue when we implement this CRM will come up to about $6 million. And worthy of note is that presently the annual costs that we spend, because of the issues and challenges that we have with the whole CRM process within the company, is about $8.8 million. So with the associated revenue of $6 million, the future cost, costs or the future value will be $2.8 million. Now, the return, the ROI benefits, the simple ROI for this project is benefit minus project cost. So the monetary value of those benefits that we anticipate is $6 million minus 2.5 million, and we have $3.5 million. So the total ROI will be present annual cost minus future annual cost. So the present annual cost is 8.8 million minus 6 million. It will give us 2.8 million. And then the time frame for us to arrive at this is about 2 years, meaning that by the second year, for the first year, we may not break even, but by the second year, we'll be breaking even and we'll begin to reap profits properly back. The cost benefits ratio is actually benefits divided by cost, which is $6 million divided by the cost of the project, which is 2.5 million. And it's a ratio, it gives us 2.4 million. This actually speaks to the fact that this project is profitable, and it is a profitable investment. And the justification is that benefit to cost ratio greater than 1 means that the investment option is profitable. Benefit to cost ratio equals to 1 means that investment is neither profitable nor a loss. While benefit to cost ratio that is less than 1 means that it's a lost investment. In this case, we can see that our benefit to cost ratio here is 2.4. So this actually means that our investment is actually a profitable one. So in summary, the 4B1 wants to create a new operating model in the cloud to streamline its existing business. And this process will actually reduce the number of manual processes. You know, it will give us improved visibility into procurement cycle. And this actually will help, you know, procurement managers and other stakeholders within this procurement cycle to make, you know, intelligent business decisions. And then this will go a long way in helping us have an efficient business process. It will also reduce the complexity of the manual process and also reduce, you know, error in the system. As error in the system will actually, you know, cause, first of all, revenue loss, will run a risk of having regulatory compliance issues, which can also lead to, you know, monetary loss if we are sanctioned. It will also ensure 360 visibility and accessibility of data to every person. So our processes will now be properly data-driven decisions. So the CRM cloud will be a software as a service, and it will be an existing inbuilt application, you know, with an intuitive user interface and have a modern look and feel. So in earnest, we are asking that this $2.5 million for this project be approved by the management. Thank you.
Oh, are you done?
Yes, I am done. Thank you.
Oh, Kachi, you see, that wasn't too bad. You guys pulled it off, right? Now, just saying.
Sorry, please, did we? I look like a primary school boy that we wanted her to also be part of the team, right? But well.
I completely understand, but we were ready for you to present today. We already had one group that had asked to present tomorrow. And even though we knew that not every group could have presented today, but your audience is ready. You need to be ready. This is a pre-scheduled meeting and you needed to be ready. And you did it. This was a really excellent slide. I mean, I even like the last slide. This is different, right? Meet our team. You have everybody's name on there, well laid out, very clear. You spoke about your timeline. You talked about the work that you will be doing. I'm sure that if your other group member was here, she would have something to add. But even in the absence of that, I'm of the opinion that you did excellently well. This is a really good slide. And I just wanted to give thumbs up to your group again. Your group is the group that in the first presentation, it was just 2 of you. That was your group, right? You pulled it off then. And today you're a short one presenter and you pulled it off again. And as much as it may sound like, oh, I'm saying it to make you all feel good. No, it's the truth. People like, especially on a project, they like people who can show up and who can take the stage. All right, even if they've not given you a lot of time to prepare, and that's what you've demonstrated tonight. It does count for something on the job, okay? But of course, the one thing I wanted to mention is on your ROI slide. Can we quickly go back to that? So, no, the one before, the one you just showed, this one, right? This is very well done. I like how you did the subtraction and we could see the result. You didn't leave it to us to do the calculation, right? That's excellent. Like I mentioned to one of the groups earlier, if you're using an acronym, spell it out first, right? So benefit cost ratio, I mean, up here on the 4th point, you had cost benefit ratio, right? But in the justification, you have benefit cost ratio. And in and of itself, still on the same slide, it's okay if you want to write benefit cost ratio, but the first time you mention it, you have to spell it out. And then subsequently, you can have just BCR. The other thing is I would recommend you spell check. There's a few typo or grammatical error on here. For example, profitable, you wrote profitable. right? So just little things like that. We're not going to get into the details of all of that. Yeah. I can see Maria shaking her head like, seriously, Abiola, you saw that? I saw it, you know. But anyway, well done. Overall, excellently done. Well done to every team, every group that presented today. Thank you for putting the effort into this. You will be glad you did. I can tell you that. This is going to be your bread and butter when you become a BA. What you've done today is you can go into an interview basically and tell them that you presented, you presented a cost benefit analysis. You can tell them about all the work that you did, and you would not be lying because you truly did it, right? So thanks everyone. Tomorrow's class, we're going to be looking at Jira. I know some people already looked at it. Most people already downloaded it. That journey is going to continue on tomorrow. The other thing I wanted to talk about is Monday has been declared a holiday. If we take Monday off, that would be 2 days we've missed that we need to make up for. Okay, I will be communicating to the group leaders on how we're going to approach Monday, but chances are we're going to cancel class on that day, but just wait for that confirmation from me. Good thing is we're still meeting twice this week before then. So again, remember everybody, this week we're going to be spending time in Jira and we're going to be learning Visio. If you haven't downloaded either of this application, I recommend that you download it, at least see what it looks like so that when we start presenting it to you, it won't be all strange to you. Thanks everyone for your time as usual and have a good evening.